So this is Unit 7, Lesson 3, and it is about how the U.S. government works. And let's just start with this warm-up question first. It says, the Declaration of Independence says that all people are created equal, and that all people are entitled, or that they deserve, to have a life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What do you think these ideas mean? They are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Anyone who wants to share an idea, what does that mean to you? Freedom, okay. Which word here means freedom, Eugene?
Liberty.
That's right. Okay. Someone else. What does this mean to you?
Pursuit of happiness. I think that is the possibility to build your life as you want, respecting the others.
Very nice. And pronunciation here is pursuit. Pursuit. But yeah, to look for happiness and build your life how you want it to be. That's a good one. Someone else, what does this mean to you? You are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay, that's all right if you don't want to jump in. I'm going to play the audio of this text. Please mute your microphone because you are going to hear the audio and we'll get a lot of feedback. This article is about the organization of the U.S. government. And I'll see if I can do some artwork here with this pen. If I draw something like this, can you tell what this is?
Sure.
Oh, good. It's a tree, right? And when I draw this tree, what is the name of this part right here on the tree? That's not the roots. The roots are underground. But this one, does anyone know what this is called? This is the trunk. The trunk. Okay, so the trunk of a tree. But these three things are called branches. Right? And so branches are, branches are here and here and here, right? So the U.S. government is organized, if we think the trunk is the same as the U.S. government, the trunk of the tree is like the U.S. government, we are going to learn about these three branches, okay? And one is called the legislative branch, one is the executive branch, and one is the judicial branch of the government, okay? So please follow along, and again, please mute your microphones so that we don't hear the feedback, okay? And we'll read this article together.
The U.S. Constitution. When the Revolutionary War ended, the new nation needed to establish a government. This became the task of the Founding Fathers, the men who had been responsible for governing the colonies and winning the war. Using the ideas from the Declaration of Independence, in 1787 in Philadelphia, they drafted the U.S. Constitution, which formed the basis of the U.S. government. The Constitution describes the organization of the federal government into three branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branches. The legislative branch is the Congress, which is made up of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The legislative branch makes the laws. Each state has 2 senators. The number of representatives from each state depends on the size of the state's population. The bigger the state's population, the more representatives it has. The executive branch is led by the president. The president applies and enforces the laws. The president is also in charge of the military during wartime and controls the country's foreign policy. In addition to the president, the executive branch includes the vice president and the cabinet. The cabinet is made up of advisors to the president, such as the Secretary of State, the Secretary of the Treasury, and the Secretary of Defense. The judicial branch is headed by the Supreme Court. The judicial branch interprets the laws and makes sure that all laws that Congress passes follow the principles of the Constitution. Other courts, federal, state, and local, are also part of the judicial branch. The Founding Fathers wanted to ensure that no single branch of government would have too much power, so the U.S. Constitution describes a system of checks and balances. Each branch checks or balances the others. This way, no single branch can become too powerful.
Okay, does anyone have any questions about words or phrases? That's a lot of information, and we're going to learn a lot more about this in a minute. But any new words or phrases you want to discuss first? Eugene. Charge. Which paragraph, please, or which section?
The executive branch, the president, in charge of the military during the
Yeah, good.
paragraph.
Okay, so this is a phrase that goes together, and it's a phrasal verb. And here's my be verb, and so we say to be in charge of, and then you are in charge of something. Okay, so in this case, the phrasal verb to be in charge of is to be the leader, is to be the head or the one making decisions. So we can say the president makes decisions about the military during wartime. And that's the phrasal verb to be in charge of.
This sentence is number one, the led by president, the led by.
Yeah.
I think it's the same.
Yeah, it is it is led by, and that means to be in charge of is to lead. So the president leads the military during wartime. Anyone else? Other new words or phrases? Oh, sorry, let me go Ines, and then I didn't see another person, but go ahead. Ines, what section?
At the first paragraph, at the bottom of the U.S.
On the which form the basis of?
Yeah.
Okay, so the basis.
Bottom of the U.S. Constitution.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when we say that formed the basis of, it means it created the structure. So that created the structure of the U.S. government. The basis of something is the structure.
I have one question too.
Hiawatha.
Okay, in the executive branch.
Okay.
The executive branch is led by what means LED? LED.
So LED is the LED is the past tense of the verb to lead.
Past tense. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have to lead, past tense,
By.
he led, and the past participle had been led. So lead, led, led is the verb.
Okay. What means?
Go ahead.
What means lead? It means
To lead. Do you know the word a leader? Like in our country, the president is the leader. Yeah.
Okay.
Leader nouns. Leader verbs.
Any other new words or phrases?
Enforce.
Sorry?
Enforce.
Which section? Oh.
Executive branch.
To enforce laws. Yeah, so the executive branch, the president applies and enforces laws. If you enforce something, you make it happen. So
Strong.
to enforce, to make something happen. So if you have rules in your house, you are the leader, you're the parent, then it is your responsibility to make those rules happen.
Enforce is verb.
It's a verb, yep. So you can see here the subject in this sentence is the president, and that's he, she, it, and two things: to apply, so the president applies, and to enforce, the president enforces. Okay, any other thoughts or questions on vocabulary here? Eugene.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Yeah, in Judicial Branch paragraph principles. Yeah, my school principles.
A little different. A little bit different. So in a school, a principal and
Pronunciation.
same pronunciation.
Oh.
Okay, so in a school, the principal is the leader, but principles spelled with CIPLE, that's our beliefs. Okay, so we all have principles, we all have things that we believe, but in a school, principal is spelled with a PAL. But yes, it is the same pronunciation. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna